HR generalists make anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 per year. That's in US dollars. So HR business partners, on the other hand, makes anywhere from $70,000 minimum up to $130,000, sometimes $150,000 per year. Again, that's in US dollars. So that's a drastic difference. That's a drastic difference. Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Hey HR, and I am just so thrilled, excited, over the roof to tell y'all all about the differences between an HR business partner and an HR generalist. I get this question often, and it could be a bit of a confusing topic, so I'm here to straighten it out for you now. So if you guys want to know the differences between an HR business partner and an HR generalist, then definitely keep watching. Now, before we get started on me going over the differences between an HR business partner and an HR generalist, I need y'all to do one huge favor for me. Please hit the like button and please subscribe. Y'all, this really helps my channel. I've put so much work in the back end of this channel, and I just want to continue to see that it's not in vain. And one way that you guys help me see that it's not in vain is if you make sure to hit the subscribe button and that you make sure to hit the like button. I promise you, you're going to be so happy to be a part of the gang. So to be honest with you, HR business partners and HR generalists are so similar because they both require knowing every bit of human resources. They're the people that you should be able to go to with any HR questions, just like you would an HR director, HR manager, perhaps even a chief human resources officer. So it's very important that you know exactly where your comfort level is before you choose one or the other, because the skill sets are different. So first, let's just go over the definitions of what they each are. So an HR business partner is a senior human resources professional who has a comprehensive understanding of and expertise in how the HR function makes a line of business within the company successful. That's a big definition, so I'll just break it down in layman's terms. This person is supposed to understand holistically and be able to have an expertise in HR and the way that it aligns with how the business is continuing to grow, to be successful, to strategize. On the other hand, an HR generalist is an employee in the HR department who handles a variety of responsibilities and use their technology skills to make it more efficient. We obviously know I'm going to go through like a compare and contrast, but before we do that, let's talk about the compensation, because that's a big difference too. Generally, HR business partners makes more money than an HR generalist. So an HR business partner, this is the average range. Please don't say, Tamika, where'd you pull this from? I pulled this from looking at different job descriptions, working with different companies, things like that. I really didn't want to give you guys an exact number because traditionally there wouldn't be an exact number. If I give you an exact number, I'd be setting you up for failure because every company changes on their budget. It depends on what they have available, and some on the higher end and some on the lower end. So on average, HR generalists make anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 per year. That's in US dollars. So HR business partners, on the other hand, makes anywhere from $70,000 minimum up to $130,000, sometimes $150,000 per year. Again, that's in US dollars. So that's a drastic difference. That's a drastic difference. The responsibilities are different, guys. Therefore, the salary is going to be different between the two. So HR business partners traditionally have less direction from the HR leader, if that's the HR manager, which typically if you have an HR business partner, there is no HR manager. It's usually a director, a vice president, and a chief human resources officer. And so they have less direction from that person. They also use strategy to focus their duties. So their duties aren't just saying, hey, I'm gonna do this every single day. This is a company's goal. This is how we can impact that goal. This is the KPIs or the OKRs that we're targeting to make our efforts successful. They work with company verticals. You're like, Tamika, what are company verticals? It means the company has different businesses within itself, and they work strategically with a certain part of that business, which means from the lowest employee to the highest employee, anyone should be able to contact them and they will handle HR issues for that part of the company. So sometimes that can be considered like a department. Sometimes that's considered one of the businesses of the company. There's so many ways that you can say it, but the vertical is usually like how a company is organized from top to bottom to make it up to the top person and to make all the OKRs and the goals successful. And so they typically work with a company vertical. So that means normally they'll get assigned a particular vertical or two within the organization, and that everyone within that vertical will contact them. So now HR Generalist is a little bit different. So HR Generalist has high input from the HR leader. So they have day-to-day duties that they do every single day. But traditionally, however they're going to manage their workload over a period of time, and even sometimes within the week, the day, it comes directly from the HR leader. They're not using the company strategy to focus their targets or their goals or their missions on what they're trying to complete. So their projects and their duties are like duty focused. It's focused literally on what is needed. Traditionally, if that's, we need to, submit pay runs, or not necessarily submit pay runs, but submit changes for the pay runs. If that's benefit changes, if that's workers' comp, FMLA, that type of thing. And it's typically pretty repetitious, but it's all comprehensive of like knowing everything and working with the entire organization and having that direction directly from the HR leader. So they work with the entire company. Like, they're not working with a particular vertical. They're ready for whatever hits the door. So it's kind of crazy because you say, well, Tamika, with those differences, shouldn't they get paid the same thing? It's a huge difference with strategy. If you guys are studying for the HRCI and SHRM exams, which I did a video on that, so I'll tag it here for you, then you can see that the word strategy is used a gazillion times throughout those study materials. If you've bought my notes, it is strategy all in it. The biggest focus is strategy is so different because you're making changes based on a system, a process, and then analyzing the effects of that. And that's your strategy because you're going for a larger goal. And that's the HR business partner. HR generalist is saying, HR always needs these things done. We always need onboarding. We always need terminations. We always need workers' comp. And so I'm just going to do the same thing for everybody just to keep everything going. So you, as an HR generalist, you're just keeping the HR department going. As an HR business partner, you're targeting goals, OKRs, and KPIs for the company as a whole. So that's like clear as mud. Yeah, I love HR. So I'm so sorry that I'm probably confused y'all. But if you're really immersed into it, you've had some years of experience in it, then it's an easy difference. So I want to say that if any of that was confusing for you, then you should target an HR generalist position. But if you're like,
oh, Tamika, now I get it. I completely understand.
Then you're on the right track to not only being an HR business partner, but probably going higher to a VP, a director, or whatever. Because it is a big difference between the two. All right, y'all, I hope y'all agree with me and think like, Tamika, this was a pretty quick video. And if you follow me on IG, then you've seen me talk about the two. So you didn't expect a big difference, but I'm pretty sure you got some clarity more than an IG post. And y'all, if you have really enjoyed this video and you truly say, well, you know what, Tamika, that was helpful, but I can use some more, then I have two videos here for you. And the first video that I have tells you all about what it's like to be an HR generalist, because I have held that position before. So I went into a deep dive to tell you guys what that's like. And if you're like, well, Tamika, I wonder if I want to go to HR business partner or I want to be an HR director, then definitely check out this video because it tells you all about the day in the life of me being an HR director, because yes, I've held that position as well. For all of you who are new, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope I gave you some valuable information that you can take with you. For those of you who continue to ride the Hey HR Purple Gang, then thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for looking out for your girl. Thank you so much for continuing to support me. And y'all, as y'all know all the time, I just cannot wait to see y'all on the next video.